Welcome back to The Pulse. With us now is a public defender, Jessica Smith-Peterson, running for Las Vegas Township Court Judge, Department 4. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Jessica.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Thank you to The Pulse for having me. I'm very excited to be here to speak with you all.
Thank you. Before we dive into the questions, please tell us more about yourself.
So, my name is Jessica Smith-Peterson. I'm a Chief Deputy Public Defender at the Clark County Public Defender's Office. I've been there for the past 7 years. I have been specifically on the outers team where I handle misdemeanor and felony cases. I've been on this team for the past, 3 or 4 years now. Educationally, I went to UCLA for undergrad, I went to Howard Law School in Washington, D.C., and now I'm on the ballot for Las Vegas Justice of the Peace, Department 4. So, kind of full circle here.
So, Ms. Jessica, is there a difference between a municipal court judge versus a township court judge?
So, yeah, so if there are cases or if there are crimes that are committed in the city of Las Vegas, but they are only misdemeanors, meaning that they carry up to at maximum 6 months in the Clark County Detention Center, then they will go to the municipal court. So the municipal court judges will handle those cases. If there are crimes or cases that have a misdemeanor element, but it also has a felony element, and it's committed in the city of Las Vegas, then that goes to the Las Vegas Justice Court Township.
That's good. What kind of cases are usually handled in Las Vegas Township Court Department 4?
So when you typically think of a criminal case and someone gets arrested and there's a bail hearing, the Las Vegas Justice Court is the court that will handle those hearings. So they can be as small as a misdemeanor trespass and another felony, or as large or as high as a felony murder. All of those cases, especially if they're attached with a felony charge, will go through the Las Vegas Justice Court, and bail will start there. What we call is initial arraignment as well as a bail hearing, and then it will go forward to, say, what's called a preliminary hearing if a client decides that they want to fight their case. But we don't have felony jury trials. We do have a battery domestic violence court that allows you to have felony or misdemeanor jury trials, but that's about it.
Okay. What motivated you to run for judge? Give us some important issues you or the community that has to do with our court system.
So I will say, part of running for judge is that I was bullied as a kid, which seems like it's not connected to being a judge, but it goes into why I became a public defender. I always use my words in order to defend myself, and I never wanted anyone to feel like I felt when I was bullied, so I thought that this was the right path for me. And in the 7 years since I've been at the public defender's office, I noticed and I realized that oftentimes we have judges who didn't fully understand the lived experiences of the defendant who was before them, but also sometimes the victim that was on the stand next to them. And I made the decision to run for judge because I believe that I have the compassion as well as the level of understanding for everyone who comes into the courtroom, whether or not they're the defendant, whether or not they're the victim, whether or not they are the corrections officer or even a visitor, to have a courtroom where they feel as if they are, one, heard, but two, that the decisions that are before me are both fair as well as just.
You and Vice President Kamala Harris obtained a bachelor's degree from Howard University, but you took up your law degree at UCLA. What part of your life and professional experience you will be bringing with you to the bench as a judge?
So it switched. I received my bachelor's degree from UCLA and my law degree from Howard University. And one of the things that I loved about being at Howard is that there was a saying, is that, you're either a social engineer or you're a parasite on society, which seems very extreme. But what that essentially boils down to is that the work that you do as a lawyer when you come through Howard University is to ensure that people's rights are protected, and that you are doing so both fairly and justly. I do know that Kamala Harris is a Howard Bison alum. Myself, as a Howard Law Bison alum, we have those same principles that were provided to us, in our matriculation through the school. I think that when we're looking at the law, and she has also been an attorney prior to her being in federal office, is that you understand that you always work for the people and you work with the people. And I believe that being an effective judge or effective justice of the peace is that you understand that there are issues that are concerning everyone who's going to walk into that courtroom, but at the end of the day, you are doing a service to the community. We are serving those by being in that position, by being a check or a balance on the people who are in front of us. And I think that's really important, and I attribute a lot of that to being a Howard alum.
Oh, okay. Ms. Jessica, we are almost out of time. What are your last words, and what would you like to say to your voters?
So I would like to say that I am running for Las Vegas Justice of the Peace, Department 4, because I believe that in my journey to continue serving the community, that I would be a great addition to the bench. I believe that I come in with a skill set of always having served the people as a public defender, and I want to continue to do so as a check and as a balance to ensure that people's rights are being protected, but that there are decisions that are made that are both fair as well as just. I believe that I have the compassion as well as the integrity, as well as the background to do a great service to the community if I'm elected to the bench.
Thank you. Jessica Smith-Peterson for Las Vegas Township Judge, Department 4. We will leave it at that. Thank you for talking with us today.
And thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Well, folks, please join us again next time. I'm Joe Buban. Thank you for watching.